Hey guys, welcome to another tutorial section on my YouTube channel. I am Mr. Olo and this is Mr. Olo Designs. In this tutorial video, we will be learning how to create a 3D like text effect on CorelDRAW. Meanwhile, I'm using CorelDRAW 2021 and without further ado, let's jump right into this tutorial section. So as you can see, I already got my workspace set up, and as usual, I'm always dealing in 1000 by 1000 pixels. I set my resolution to 300 dpi and I work in RGB. So now we've already got in our workspace setup. I've already imported in the image, the only image we're using today in this tutorial section, because this is going to be a very simple design. It's going to be a straightforward, simple design where we'll be learning how to create a 3D text a 3D like text effect on CorelDRAW. So if you want to follow up and if you feel you want to use this background image for yours, I'll drop the link on where you can download this image in the description link below, and I'll also make available the color palettes that I'm using here, but you could choose to use your own color palettes if you want, depending on what you just want to do. The most important thing here is we are going to be creating a 3D like text effect on CorelDRAW. So the first thing we're going to do is, after all, the focus of today's tutorial is text effect. So we are going to be working with our text tool. So just press your F8 or you bring out your text. So we're going to be creating a text on Monday. You understand? Let's just create a text on Monday. So we're just going to write in Monday. So in this case, we want everything to be in lowercase. So we're just going to, since our text is already selected, we just go to text, then we go to change case, then we go to what? Lowercase. And everything becomes what? Everything becomes in lowercase. So we're just going to zoom in so that we can see properly. But in the meantime, we are not going to just leave it this way. We want to bring it down. Okay, we want to leave it this way. This is the way we want to do it. After all, this is a sort of a thing of fun, so you have to make it look fun-like. So we are going to briefly do this. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to select the font we are going to be using. So today's tutorial, we're going to be using the font called Inter. We are going to be using Inter Black. We are going to be using Inter Black for our tutorial session today. So the next thing we're going to do is we are going to reduce this space between the month and the day. We're going to reduce this space. It's called leading. We're going to reduce this space. Now, what we need to do is, for us to reduce this space, you could either come to our text tool and go through this process of reducing the space, that is the character height and the rest of them, to reduce the space, or we could simply just come to our shape tool here. We come to our shape tool, we select it. Now this shows up. Okay, so what I'll do, our text is selected. We come to our shape tool, we select it, then we go over to this one here. So that is the one we are going to be using. Go over to that one, select your shape tool, then you can now manually reduce the leading of your text, the character height of your text. So now we've been able to achieve that. The next thing we're going to do is we'll simply have to apply our colors, but before then we have to just make a duplicate of this. So you could just use Ctrl+C, Ctrl+V, and then you make a duplicate, or you just use Ctrl+D to make a duplicate and you drag it somewhere. Like I always tell my students, and I always tell you guys on this YouTube channel, whenever you are creating or whenever you are designing, always have a duplicate of anything you do. In case you mistakenly or you made an error, you won't start everything from afresh. You just know, okay, I already made a duplicate, I can just continue from where I stopped. So what we are simply going to do is, now we've gotten this, we're going to make this a bit fanciful. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to curve the edges of this text, okay, just to make things a bit fanciful. We're going to make the edges, and also for us to be able to achieve what we are going to do today, we are going to also convert this particular text to an object or to a vector file, because right now CorelDRAW recognizes it as a text. That is why you could still edit it. Okay, that's why you could still edit it. So we are going to convert it to a shape or a vector file by using Ctrl+Q. Once you press on Ctrl+Q, you see that there are nodes begins to appear around the text. So the next thing you're going to do, and now we've converted it to a vector file, it is going to be easier to achieve what we want to do, because you're going to be using the blend tool in this tutorial video to achieve what we want to do. Okay, we're going to be using the blend tool. So in order for us to use the blend tool, we have to convert it to what? To a vector shape or a vector file. Okay, now you can see that it's now in a vector file. Before it was still in a text file, and in a text file the blend tool won't work if, for what you're going to do today, for what you're about to do right now in this tutorial video, blend tool won't work if it is still in its text form. So that's why we have to convert it to a shape. So we use Ctrl Q to convert. So the next thing you're going to do is that we're going to round up the edges. So we're just going to go to our shape tool here. So now in order for us to round up this stuff, now we just have to go to our Windows. We go to Windows, we go to Dockers, then we go to corners. If you're using other CorelDRAWs, maybe other versions of CorelDRAW, probably you could see it under fillet. Okay, we just brought out, but here in 2021 they grouped things like that into corners. So now the first thing we are going to do is that we already set our, make sure you tick on fillet. We've already set our radius to 30 pixels. So the next thing you're going to do, just now you see that we highlighted this place, then we convert to curve. Okay, let's reduce the nodes first. Reduce the nodes, then let's convert. It didn't work. That means we have to reduce our radius. Sometimes when it doesn't work, all you just need to do is reduce your radius. It still didn't work. Okay, the next thing you're going to do is we have to keep on reducing our radius. Let's use 5. It worked, but it's too tiny. We don't want that. It's too tiny, so let's increase it to 10. Okay, I think this is better now. So now we've gotten that. So the next thing you're going to do is you're just going to go over to N, and we mark on N, and we also make it curved. You see, it's a way. Sometimes this is another cool trick you can use to customize the text. In case you are creating a design or a logo design for a client, and your design and the logo design is majorly like it's a let's say the logo design is, you see what I'm doing, I'm just converting everything, just repeat the same processes for the nodes. Okay, let's do this part. Okay, that will do there. So as I was saying, in case you are designing a logo for a client and the logo is in a text format, maybe just a word mark, this is another cool way for you to achieve a very nice customizable, text. Instead of just using the text plain the way it is, you could do a little bit of tweaking to it, and there you have a logo design for your client. So now we've been able to round the edges a bit and give it a bit of smoothness. Let me put it that way, not too edgy. So now the next thing we're going to do now is now we're going to start with our effect. So the next thing we're going to do now is, now we've created this, we will now give it the first color, which is this. So as usual, Shift Ctrl E to bring out your color eyedropper tool. I will give it this color. Now the next thing we're going to do is you copy, Ctrl C, Ctrl V. Then you use your arrow key on your keyboard. You use your up and down key on your keyboard. You go up once, then you go right once. Then you give it the color yellow. Okay. Now we make another duplicate, Ctrl C, Ctrl V. And you go up once, you go right side once. Then this time around, we are not going to color it. Okay, you're just going to color the outline, but this time around we are going to give you the white outline. So we go here, then you right click, then you give you the white outline, then you remove the inner color. Don't worry, by the time we add our background, you guys will understand what I'm trying to say. So now we've done that, let's increase the line with the outline weight a bit to 4, too much. Let's make it 3. So now the next thing we're going to do is let's create our background. Okay, as usual, we just create our background. Let's create our background as usual, 1000. Okay, let's just leave it that way. Let's just bring our background in, because it's now we want to use our background to start working. So now we've created a box where we're going to put our background in. So the next thing we're going to do, we are just going to drag this our image now. We're just going to power clip it into the air. Okay, now we've power clipped it, we just double tap to enter our power clip so that we can properly align this image. Properly align it and maybe increase it a bit. Okay. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to transparent this background. This image we're already using here, we're going to transparent it. So we're going to give it transparency 80. Yes, or should we work with 90? I think 90 is okay. Now we exit our this thing, we exit our background, then we come here and then we apply this gradient. This gradient will also be made available for you. You apply this gradient, or okay, you apply this gradient. Now you can just drag it here, and there you have our gradient. Now the background seems to be covering our text effect, so the next thing we are going to do is we are just going to press Shift page down to take it to the back. Now let's increase our text effect a bit. Now you see that we are almost getting it. So now the next thing we are going to do is we are going to increase the line weight again. Let's say 4 now. Okay. Now the next thing we are going to do now is the part where we need to blend and create the 3D effect. If you look very well, you can see that yes, it might be looking 3D-ish, but it's not really 3D. So now let's make it 3D. So the only thing we're going to do is that we are going to blend this yellow and this orange together. Okay, we're going to blend the yellow and the orange together. So what we are simply going to do is we are going to go to our blend tool, which is here. Where your drop shadow tool is, you just go to blend, then you come over, then you drag for it to blend, and there we have our 3D effect. Okay, you see what I did there? All you need to do is what? You drag to merge with, you drag the yellow to merge with the orange, or you could drag the orange to merge with the yellow, anyone you want to do, either the orange to the yellow to drag to merge with the orange, or the orange to merge with the yellow, whichever one you want to use. It all depends on you. So now we have our 3D effects kind of a thing. So the next thing we are going to do is we are now going to find a way to align this white a bit so that it will align not too much. Okay, I think this is better. So now we have our text tool. Now let's adjust the blend mode a bit. Okay, let's adjust the blend mode because the yellow seems to be overshadowing the orange too much, so we just have to adjust the blend mode. Okay, I think this is okay, so that it will be of equal stuff. It don't seem as if the yellow is just occupying everywhere. So now we've created this effect. So now the next thing we are going to do is we are just going to group them, then we increase a bit, and the next thing we are going to do is we are now going to bring in a little bit of text, like, okay, since it's Monday, let's just try something like it's a new week. It's a new week to go again. After all, it's Monday, it's the beginning of a new week. So now we've gotten this our text. We're just going to bring it in, give it a color white first. So now we are just going to use the inter bold. We're not going to use the same font weights, okay, as the main stuff. You're going to use inter bold. Here we use inter black for the main text effect, but so that the 3D effect will show very well. While in this one we're using inter bold. So the next thing you're going to do is we just apply this gradient here. We drag, we apply the gradient, then we reduce the leading of this. We reduce the leading, then we reduce the size. Reduce the size and maybe put it somewhere, because after all, it's all about hierarchy. In as much as this new week is a new week to go again is very important, but the main point here is the Monday, because that is where the focus of the viewer is going to be first before the person will now read this other part. Now we're just going to add a bit of flair, as we did in if you have not watched my video on the burger, how to create a burger social media design, please do try to watch it, because, and also the video will be made available at the end of this. So now we're just going to create this kind of effect just like I did in the burger stuff. Just going to create that. Reduce. How I was able to do that was to go to my freehand tool. So I just drew a line. So now, yep, there we have it. Lines are very important aspect of visual. It's a very important visual element of a design, like very important. is one of the most important aspects or important visual elements of design. You never could go wrong with lines if you use them properly. If you use them properly, you can never go wrong with lines. Lines might not really be the chief of all elements of graphic design, such as colors and typography, but it still plays a role in a design. And there we have our design. So all I just need to do now is we highlight, okay, we increase a bit, you group them with Ctrl G, then you skew, and then probably you now put them at the middle, and there you have it. Now you can apply shadow if you want. You can apply shadow now if you want, just maybe to give it a background feel, like a back feel kind of a thing. So you could just apply background. You could apply background if you want. You could apply background if you want. It's all your choice. It's your choice. You can apply background, and then we increase the feather to 50. And then we have our design. So you can export this, use it, just post it. You can apply your logo to it, then post it online and use it to do whatever you want to do, or you could just simply create this 3D effect and use it in a design as a supplement, as part of an effect you're adding to a general graphic design. You could just, maybe the theme of the program, if it's a church program, or the theme of whatever, you could just turn it to a 3D effect, then export the file or copy it, take it over to the main design, and then use it to do whatever you want to do. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you learned a lot from this video, and if you did, please hit the like button so that more people could see this video, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and also make sure you hit the notification bell icon so that you will be notified when I post a new video. So until next time, stay safe and stay healthy. Catch ya.